I spent years working harder and harder in my online business and getting almost nothing to show for it. I was posting, learning, watching trainings, buying courses, buying more coaches, trying new strategies, doing everything that I thought I was supposed to do. And yet I kept asking myself, why isn't this working? What am I missing? Why does everybody else seem like they're moving forward except for me? For a long time, I thought that I needed another course, another strategy, a better plan. But eventually, I realized that there were 5 hidden reasons that I wasn't making progress, and none of them had to do with me working any harder. If you've been feeling stuck, frustrated, overwhelmed, or like you are constantly second guessing yourself, this might be exactly what you need to hear. If we haven't met yet, I'm Ashley. I help women over 40 stop second guessing themselves and build online businesses that actually fit their life. And the 5 things that I'm about to share with you are all mistakes that I personally made. A few years ago, my husband and I sold almost everything and we traveled full time. We loved it. We felt free. It felt so adventurous. And we felt like we had finally built the life that actually fit us. But then the money ran out because I didn't know about making money in the online space to be able to make money from the road. So we moved down to South Texas and I got a job. And then I bought a digital marketing program. And every night after work and many early mornings, I sat down on my computer trying to figure out this whole online business thing. I bought courses, I bought certificates, I bought coaches. I tried different strategies, listened to so many different YouTube videos, and filled so many notebooks, so many notebooks. And honestly, I was absolutely exhausted. I wanted to quit, not because I wasn't willing to work, but because I was working all the time. I was burned out. I just couldn't figure out why all of that effort wasn't turning into progress. And then I started noticing a pattern. The first thing that I noticed was that I was collecting information instead of actually making a decision. I kept thinking, one more course, one more training. Oh, this person, they know something better. Oh, this person sounds really great. Oh, this person's a 6-figure earner. And if I found the right strategy and the right thing, then I would finally know what to do. But the problem is that information doesn't create progress. Decisions do. I was stuck because I wasn't choosing a direction and sticking with it. But once I saw that, I noticed something else. Even when I did make a decision, I wasn't sticking with it long enough to see if it would actually work. Every few weeks, I would get excited about something new, a new business, a new strategy, a new platform, a new idea. And I would convince myself, yes, this is what I've been looking for. This is the thing that's going to finally work. And then it was starting all over again. I wasn't building, I was restarting over and over and over. And every restart felt productive because I was busy. But busy and progress are not the same thing. And honestly, constantly starting over created another problem that I didn't even realize that I had. Every time I restarted, I felt further behind. And then that made me look around and wonder why everyone else seems so much further ahead than me. If you have ever felt like you are working harder than ever, but still not getting where you want to be, then let me know in the comments, because for a really long time, I genuinely thought that I was the only one. I would watch women online who seemed confident, successful, clear, certain, and I would compare myself to them. What I didn't see was all of the years that they had spent learning and struggled and failing and trying to figure things out. All you see is the surface stuff. You'll see the background, the hard work, right? I was comparing my chapter 1 to their chapter 10. And that is a comparison that nobody wins. The problem is that when you constantly compare yourself to everyone else, you start looking outside yourself for the answers. And that's exactly what I was doing, which led me to a long time of asking the wrong question. I kept asking, what's the best strategy? But eventually I realized that that wasn't the real question. The real question was, what am I actually trying to build here? Not what is everybody else building, not what's trending, not what some guru thinks that I should want to build, but what do I want to build? What means something to me? Who do I want to help? And what am I trying to create? Those are all very different questions, right? And they lead to very different decisions. But here's what really surprised me. Even after I started asking better questions, I still felt stuck sometimes. My biggest problem wasn't that I was lacking information. It was something much deeper than that. This was the biggest one. I wasn't lacking information, right? I had information coming out of my ears. I was lacking clarity. Because when you're not clear about where you're going, then every strategy looks like the best answer. Every course looks necessary, and every expert sounds right. And every new opportunity feels like it might be the thing. But clarity changes everything. Because once you're clear, you can finally stop chasing and start building. And that realization led me to a single question that completely changed the way that I looked at my business. The question that changed everything for me was simple. What am I actually trying to build? That question forced me to stop focusing on everybody else and start focusing on my own business. It forced me to think about what mattered to me, who I wanted to help, and what kind of life that I actually wanted to create. And once I had those answers, decisions became so much easier. Not perfect, just easier. So if you're listening to this and realizing that you've been doing some of the same things that I was doing, you're probably wondering, okay, where do I start? Now what? Here's exactly where I would start. I would grab a notebook and I would answer these 3 questions. What am I actually trying to build? Who am I trying to help? And what would success look like for me personally? Not for somebody else, just for you. Because clarity doesn't come from consuming more information. It comes from creating space to be able to hear your own answers. That's exactly why I created the Next Step Roadmap. Not because women need more information. Most of us have more information than we know what to do with. What we need is clarity, direction, a way to identify what is actually keeping us stuck, a way to identify what our next step should really be. And that is what the roadmap is designed to do. And if through that process you realize that the thing holding you back is fear, self-doubt, overthinking, or constantly second-guessing yourself, that's the kind of deeper work that we do inside the Rising. And if you are clear on what you want to build, but you need help turning it into an offer, a community, a digital program, or a product, that is exactly what Powerfully Her is designed to help you out with. I will link everything below. And before you go, tell me down in the comments which of these 5 reasons hit you the hardest. If this video helped you, I would love for you to subscribe because this channel is all about helping women over 40 find clarity, trust themselves again, and build an online business that actually fits their lives. I'm Ashley, and I will see you in the next video.